I'm Ashley. Let's remember how many strange and ridiculous prohibitions our parents impose on us since childhood. As for me, I've been told that if I go outside without an umbrella, my hair will fall out. After midnight, the eaten sweets turn to poison. And if I eat a lot of chocolate, well, my butt cheeks will stick together. These are just 3 examples, but in fact, there have been much more things like this, and I still doubt that most of them are true. So today, I will tell you about another weird mom's myth. Or not a myth. In short, it's about wolfberries, which after eating them, one will turn into a wolf. Pretty cool, right? That's also what I thought when I grew up a little and started studying plant biology. Well, how can ordinary berries cause a magical transformation from a human into a real wolf? Indeed, now it seems funny and ridiculous, but at that moment, I didn't feel like laughing at all because bushes with those berries grew next to the playground where I used to spend time. How is this possible? Well, easy, because in the area where we lived, I was the only child and that playground was abandoned, as well as covered with plants and rust. Those berries attracted me with their tempting bright red color, and every now and then I picked them and almost put them into my mouth. But my vigilant mother always snatched them out of my hands and said that these were very dangerous wolfberries, and if I ate them, I would turn into a wolf. Her horror stories didn't really work. That's why, to make them sound more credible, my mom told me how some child ate a wolfberry, and then his body became covered with hair. Fangs started growing in his mouth. He forgot how to speak, and, well, it was real hardcore. I will not even try to tell all of it right now. It looks like my mother could have become a science fiction writer. In fact, the main thing is the goal, not the method. And she achieved her goal. I began to be afraid of those berries like the plague, and I kept away from that playground. But then I completely forgot about them because we moved to another city where there were basically no plants at all. Soon after we moved, my mother and I went to a huge metropolis to visit my aunt during the holidays, and there I met cool city girls. They were so cool that they were doing everything that their parents forbade them to do and even returned home after 9 p.m. I could only envy their courage. I hope you've understood my sarcasm, but in reality, my new friends seemed real superheroines to me at that moment because I had never seen such disobedience before. Even though I didn't really participate in the girls' hooligan antics, by the end of the holidays, I wanted to relax and do something unusual, to feel like an adult. So on the last day before my mom and I were going to leave, together with my friends, I went to the wooded park area to have a farewell picnic. It was there that I decided to paint the town red. No, I still couldn't allow myself to do everything that the cool girls were doing, but at some point I noticed a terribly familiar bush with berries. Yeah, that's right, these were the same wolfberries, which I'd been keeping away from my whole life. Girls, do you know anything about this plant? They shook their heads no, and then I told them my mom's story, after which we all started laughing and joking about myths. In short, the girls' attitude made me more confident, and I finally decided to try the berries. Well, come on, Mom, these are just berries. I'll tell you something. Apart from looking really good, the wolfberries also had quite a pleasant taste. They were moderately sweet and not sour at all, so I really liked them. I'd eaten a whole handful of them, and, well, I didn't get covered with fur, didn't howl at the moon, and didn't even eat my friends. The myth was debunked, and I felt like I really won. But over what? Over my mom? Over the berries? Or over the horror story? Actually, it doesn't matter. The main thing is the fact itself. On the next day, my holidays were over, and I had to go home. But when I returned, I was already much smarter and more mature. It was an unforgettable trip where I got an unparalleled experience. And this was not just because of the berries. A week later, the new me went to school, started attending drawing classes again, and got back into my usual environment. Everything was the same as before, and I even forgot about my feet, or rather about the eaten berries. But a week later, completely weird and inexplicable things began to happen to me. First, all my teeth started aching at once. The pain was so severe that I could not sleep at night. To be honest, this problem was solved after one visit to the dentist, but then new troubles began. One day when I came up to the mirror, on my face, I saw a mustache, which was disgusting, little, black, and ugly. How did it appear there? What the hell is this? I felt so sad and scared that I pulled it out with a hair removal strip, after which my upper lip swelled up like crazy. Although this did not solve the problem, but only aggravated it because the ugly hair began to grow with renewed vigor, and apart from that, there appeared fur on my chin and belly. If you only knew how creepy all this looked. Fortunately, my parents didn't notice anything strange at the time, so I managed to hide the changes in my body with foundation cream and high-necked clothes. And of course, at that moment, I started thinking that the berries were the reason for everything. Maybe because of them, my body is being covered with hair, and certain changes have occurred in my teeth, which is why they're aching so much. I was gripped by fear and panic, but still decided to wait a little longer and observe my body. Maybe everything would get back to normal soon, or maybe these are the echoes of childhood fears manifesting themselves, and I perceive reality in an exaggerated manner. In short, I had to wait a little bit, and within a few days, the situation will not significantly change anyway. And it really did not change, because my body continued being covered with the strange fluff, which became darker and thicker. Also, I had insomnia and became irritable. Then I realized that something really terrible was happening to me, and soon I would finally turn into a wolf and become dangerous and cruel like a predator. I had nothing else to do, so I went to my mother to confess about what I had done. I told her everything that had happened while we were visiting my aunt, and of course about the berries. I expected her to be terrified and get hysterical. Her daughter was turning into a wolf. That's scary. But after everything that she heard, my mom continued to stay calm and did not immediately understand what kind of berries she had been talking about. She examined my body and made an appointment with the doctor. A doctor! Mom, do you really want outsiders to get to know about me and take me to the zoo? Mom, do you want me to spend the rest of my life in a cage, or even worse, to be shot? But my mom only replied that the story about the berries was complete nonsense and continued to stay calm, which puzzled me even more. What if after realizing that I would soon lose my usual appearance, she decided to get rid of me? All in all, I really had to go to the doctor, and at that moment I was ready for any turn of events. If my own mother is going to disown me, then come what may. Let it be a zoo then. We visited a very strange doctor with a weird name, endocrinologist, who examined me and told me to take certain tests, the results of which I had been waiting for ages or even longer. When they were ready, we were invited to the hospital again. This time I walked there on my feet that seemed to be made of rubber. I had a feeling of hopelessness and doom. To my surprise, there was no cage, no dangerous animal control service, and no zoo representatives in the doctor's office. The doctor was there, like the last time, but together with his assistant. Okay, they probably just don't want to scare me too early. And then the doctor even started asking some questions that had absolutely nothing to do with my problem. Have you been out of town during the last 6 months? Has your diet and daily routine changed? Have you taken hormone pills? Why do you care? I asked angrily. And then the doctor replied that it seems that I'd begun to get used to the role of a wolf since I was replying in such a rude manner. This annoyed me even more, and I said that if they had any relevant information, then I would listen to it with pleasure, and if not, then it's not worth spouting empty rhetoric. In short, the doctor showed me the results of my tests and said that my hormones were acting up, and most likely the reason for this was either acclimatization, that is the change of a climate, or improper diet, lack of sleep, and taking hormone pills. In my case, the reason was actually the change of climate because my aunt lives very far away from us. That was how we found out that I was not becoming a wolf. But I definitely needed to bring my hormones back to normal because they are the basis of all my problems with the hair and teeth. And then I actually felt ashamed. Damn, I'm a panic monger. I decided to become a wolf. That's really stupid. By the way, as for wolfberries, I learned that they are actually usually safe, but still toxic fruits exist, although they are so rare that it's almost impossible to find them. Actually, damn that berry. The main thing is that I will remain a representative of Homo sapiens, which makes me incredibly happy like never before. And now it's your turn to tell in the comments about the most epic horror stories that your parents came up with. Also, do not forget to click on the thumbs up button and check if you are subscribed to our channel.